Yo, what's going on, PC gamers? Welcome to a $450 gaming PC build. Let's get right into this build with the CPU. I went with the AMD FX 6300 3.5 GHz 6-core processor for around $90. This is a very good CPU right now for the price, especially because a lot of the newer titles aren't working too well with dual-core CPUs like the i3 and the old Pentium, so I thought the FX 6300 would be a better option here. Games like Far Cry 4 and Dragon Age, if that becomes more and more of an issue when we get these newer games like Dying Light, Witcher 3, you want to make sure you have a quad or a 6-core CPU, and that's what you're getting out of the FX 6300. This is a $90 CPU, and it works really well in gaming and video editing for the price. Keep in mind, the CPU is only $90, and that's extremely cheap for a CPU, but you're getting a lot of performance out of this, and you can do things like live streaming and video editing if you want for a very cheap price of $90. But it is something you can definitely do with 6 cores on the CPU. It's gonna do pretty well in video editing and gaming as well. For the motherboard, I went with the Asus M5A97LER20 motherboard. This is a very solid motherboard, about $70 for this motherboard, and it's loaded with features for that price. You got 4 RAM slots on this motherboard, up to 2133 DDR3 RAM, 32 gigabytes max memory. Just a pretty good motherboard for the price of $70. It's not the greatest motherboard in the world, but for the price, it's going to let you save some money and put that towards your GPU, which is the crux of the build. Like I said, it does have some nice features like SATA 6, 4 RAM slots. That's always nice to have. So in my opinion, this was a really good motherboard for the price of $70. For the RAM, I went with G.Skill Aries Series 8GB, 24GB sticks running at DDR3 1600 MHz, $55 for this RAM. Just really good RAM. It's 8GB. At one point, it would have been really hard to fit 8GB in a $450 build, but now you can get 8GB for about $55, which is a very solid deal in my opinion. You know, a month or two ago, this same RAM was around $70, $80, so it's real nice to see that 8GB of RAM. You can get it for a decently affordable price of $55. And 8GB is a real good amount to have because a lot of the newer titles are starting to recommend 8GB of RAM to run them, so it's real nice to have 8 gigs, and for $55 is really cheap. No reason to go for 16, or even, I mean, some people think you need 32 gigs of RAM in a gaming machine. No reason for that at all. But like I said, the motherboard does have 4 RAM slots, so say 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the line, you do want to go for a 16GB configuration. That option's open, but right now in a budget build, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. For storage, I went with the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB. It's a 1TB hard drive for around $50, just a really good price for a lot of storage here. You can get a 2 or 3 TB for $70 and $90 respectively, which is also a decent price. Keep in mind that game sizes are increasing. Games like Dying Light, Witcher 3, Titanfall that came out earlier this year, they range from 40 to 50 gigabytes, so if you're the kind of guy that likes to have all your movies, your games downloaded at once, a terabyte might not be enough for you, but most people, you know, they're okay with deleting games, re-downloading them, so a terabyte should be fine for most people, but just for me, I prefer to have more than a terabyte, but looks like most of you guys are okay with just a terabyte, and for $50, this is just a great price. And in the future, obviously, you have upgradability options. You can pick up more hard drives or even an SSD if you want. For the video card, I went with the MSI GeForce GTX 750 Ti 2GB video card for $115 right now on Newegg. Very good GPU. If you're playing at a resolution like 1600 by 900, this GPU is really going to excel at. But even if you are playing at 1080p, you're going to be able to play most games at around high settings at 35 to 45 frames per second. Like Battlefield 4, you'll be able to play at 45 frames per second at high. You're not going to be maxing out all of the latest titles at 1080p, like Witcher 2. I know that's an old game, but that's still one of those anomalies that's really hard to run. Metro Last Light, Witcher 3 that's coming out, you're not going to be able to run those maxed out at 1080p. Obviously, this is a $450 build. You got to keep your expectations in line, but you will be able to run some of the later titles at 1080p at decent settings and decent frame rate. For the power supply, I went with the EVGA 500-watt 80+ bronze certified power supply. Very good power supply for only $25. The FX 6300 is fairly power efficient, running at about 95 watts. The GTX 750 Ti uses very little power, and if I had to estimate, the max TDP for this build would be around 350 to 380 watts, so this 500-watt power supply is just fine. Finally, for the case, I went with the Corsair 200R mid-tower case for $40 right now. An absolute steal on Newegg right now. I recommend you guys to jump on this as soon as you can because $40 for a 200R is a very good deal. Very solid mid-tower case, pretty plain on the exterior, but like I've always said, the interior is what matters, and the Corsair 200R is definitely good at that. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. Remember to hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment for future requests and recommendations for future videos. I'm always open to new ideas and new suggestions. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.